My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens using ambient light rejection technology gain. We are the makers of the Supreme Black Ambient Light Rejection 12, the Supreme Exotic Ambient Light Rejection 15, and our Advanced Ambient Light Rejection 17. So, one of the things my company is known for is black technology. Before we started dabbling in black technology, we used to do the light gray screen paints back in the day, but mainly my company is known for black screens. So we have other screens that we developed and made to cater to our customers, as in the black, silver, and the exotics and so forth, but we are known for black technology, and that's what we specialize in. So that's why we have the 17, which is that black screen that you can punch images through, and then we have the 12. Now, the 12, as I said before, there is pretty much not too many screens that can stack up against a 12. A 12 can produce white levels, it can produce contrast all at the same time. As I displayed using the scanner last night when I was showing up the scanner picks up white light. And for it to be able to hit the 12 and be able to produce that checkerboard display, basically showing how much ambient light was pushing off that black screen compared to a white screen. So up here we have several different sample sheets against the 12. Mind you, like I said, this is the silver paint, because I got a few emails from some people that really need to listen to demonstrations as I explain them. In that conversation, nothing was mentioned about the other fellow at all. This product right here that you're seeing is an M&M, what they call metallic hobby paint, that you could buy from any place. That individual does not own the rights to this product. It's owned by a company that makes that product. Now, if you misinterpret that conversation, the demonstration, you need to slow down and watch the video again, and watch at the beginning where I do the unboxing and I show the container that's in my hand. If you're still confused on that, then don't bother with YouTube anymore. All right, so over here we have a matinee silver. This is by Seymour AV. Over here, and we've done this already, we have a, let's see, by Daylight Screen. This is their silver version of screen. This is the Parallax Pure 2.3 gain. This is their silver screen. They make a silver screen. Now, the reason why I'm doing this demonstration is because I explained to you before, we had a fellow who clearly wanted to claim that everyday silver paint could basically dominate a 12. Virtually impossible. 12s produce contrast over something that none of these screens will be able to do. And as I told you before, contrast is extremely important. Over here by Seymour AV, we have a 1.3, actually AV 1.3. Now, if he's claiming his silver screen and kind of mind your paint is so good, he should have no problem doing the contrast test to see if that screen will pull contrast level. Now, our black silver, it's not black silver, is the Ultra Bright is a silver screen that we developed, and if you've seen what that technology does, it can pull a contrast level, and it was already tested against 11 certified screens, including the darkest screen, which is the Elite Dark Star 9, and it passed, which you'll get a chance to see that thing in action pretty soon, because as I said, once the orders are all taken care of for my customers, we're starting the process of showing you all the rest of the 17s and a few interesting designs we have for the exotics. We've got some more of those coming up. All right, so we're going to be using in this demonstration, of course, the Christie 505. It's 5,000 lumens, full 1080p projector, 1920 by 1200 WXGA projector, and we're going to display colors. We're going to display white levels, the whole 9 yards. And I told you, anytime we test something, the first thing we do is we hit it with white levels first. If those white levels produce too high of a bright level, it automatically tells us a story right from the door that the colors are going to fade. But in this demonstration, we're going to do this in lights out only. All right. Now, you already saw we did the white screen half and half. You saw all the white light was pushing off against the wall where the black screen was absorbing everything in. Nothing was pushing off. This stuff is fantastic if you have dedicated theater setups. All right. Let me go fire up my projector number 1. Let's get the big boy up and going. Now, as I said before, that paint that I used gave me the most worst headache. And I'm like I said, I'm telling you from the door, maybe you might get a headache, maybe you might not. I got a headache from it. I got a really bad headache. I spent most of the day basically on my massager, relaxing, and just basically just trying to relax. That stuff gave me a headache. It had a bit of a really, let's say pungent smell, but kind of a toxic smell to it. Not too toxic. Maybe my nose is a little too sensitive, but then again, I've been working around chemicals like for a very long time. But for me, my personal experience, I got a headache out of it, a really bad headache out of it. And I don't take aspirin or anything for it. I just had to just work it through. Now, maybe it might work out for you. I don't know. But for me, on my end, I got a bad headache. And that jar right downstairs is outside sitting on the back of my balcony. And that's where it's going to stay. I painted that little sample sheet right there and it gave me a headache. I couldn't imagine painting a 100-inch screen out of that because the smell from it basically still is filtering downstairs. So it has a bit of a scent to it. Mind you, this is like hobby paint. So if you ever painted with hobby paint before for airplanes and stuff like that, it has a bit of a smell to it. Now, you see the reaction next to a black screen? See how the color automatically starts to fade out? The white levels will pick up, the colors are going to fade out. Let me let me go put some decent clothes on, because right now I'm wearing my lounging clothes around the house. You don't want to see that. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody. Now, I'm going to explain something to the individuals who made that comment. Let me explain something to you. I try to be a man of my word by saying, bottom line is, if I say I'm not going to test somebody's stuff anymore, I don't do it. But this person doesn't have much of a choice. And I'll tell you why he doesn't have much of a choice. And he can hear this if he wants, but he knows the truth behind it. You got caught. You videotaped yourself walking into a facility holding a product that has a registered copyright attached to it to the U.S. government. Under Kenneth Bird, under Crystal Edge Technology, go to gov.com and bring that name up and see what happens. It brings up a registered copyright. Now, if you take someone's copyright down to, and you do something that you slander their product in any way, you could be sued for that. A lot of money. And maybe get some jail time out of it. So, at all the nonsense this individual put me through, I gave him a second chance. You mind your own business. Don't mention my name ever again, or talk about my product ever again, and you won't find yourself in court. Now, this individual called himself deleting the video, and I knew what was going to happen, so we made copies. I made copies for myself, and copies were sent to my attorney. 2 were made. One was made with me narrating exactly what he did, and the other one was with his voice actually on it. So there are copies of it. So I don't even have to get an attorney involved. I can just go down to the patent and copyright office and file a complaint, and they will step in. And their fines are pretty hefty, anywhere from $250,000 to $500,000. And keep in mind, as I said, when you apply for a copyright will extend to the length of the artist. So when I die, that copyright will still be sitting around for 75 years. So to give this individual a second chance, keeps his mouth shut, he doesn't say anything about my product or do anything stupid, and he won't get slapped with a lawsuit. Because it's going to be hard to explain to a judge that that is you on that tape carrying around a container with my logo and copyrighted attached to it, that's attached to my company. That's going to be hard to explain. It's going to be hard to get out of too. So, as I said before, he minds his own business. He doesn't exist to us. And like I said, I could go and buy his product and test it from sun up to sundown. He couldn't do a darn thing about it. But I decided to be nice about this. I'm not going to touch your stuff, talk about your stuff or anything whatsoever. So when the individuals came in complaining about that, you didn't watch the video correctly. That is M&M paint. He doesn't own the right to that. Go to the copyright and whatever, so and so and so, and look up the company. It'll bring up their copyrights and patents and all that other nonsense. Fuck it. Good gracious. I'm trying to be rude here sometimes. I'm trying to be nice here, but good God sakes, crack a book. All right, let's move on from there. Because I'm hoping for the day that one of these big companies challenge me. That's what I would like. But it's not going to happen. let's get this started. Let's shut the door on this. I don't know what this is about, but I'm definitely not watching that. White screensaver. So now we have the, no. YouTube white screensaver. You have to put that in because there are so many channels on here. There we go. All right, we're going to bring up a white screensaver. Ooh, I like that demonstration right there. Let's pull this up first. All right, so there we are showing all white. And as I said before, the higher the white level, and it's not going to go too well. Let's go. Red screensaver. She said red. Let's go with this first, then we'll hit the red screen. So we got the red here. We got red right there. All right. There you go. There's no contrast in their screens, which means the screen can't pick it up. Can't pick up red. It can only pick up white levels. That's it. Cannot going to pick up contrast. You're not going to pick up any of that at all, period. Screen's going to fade. Whether the lights are off or on, you can't see red. My screen can see red. Cancel. I can bounce out of this from here and go right over to here. Hit that one right there.
It's just flawless, isn't it? It's, I mean, I literally couldn't imagine a more beautiful vessel for a rest of this season.
Now I said I was going to come back in and do the demonstration with the lights out only, which I'm going to do today, right? Actually do tonight right now. Like I said, when you buy your projector doesn't say a 10,000 to 1 white level. It doesn't say a 20,000 to 1 white level. It says contrast. Because contrast is needed to get those colors to pop. Get them to give you deeper, more richer colors. On top of that, you need to see black levels. Black levels are very important when it comes to movies, when it comes to video games. You have to have that contrast level. Can't pull that off with a silver screen. Let's go over to just some abstract art. Let's go, let's see what we got going here. The background is supposed to be solid black in this demonstration. This is why when you look at Elite screens, they have the white screen, which is a cheaper one. They have the Cinema Gray, which is a lighter gray screen. They have the Cinema Gray 5D, which is a little bit darker, which is almost like a silver screen. And then they have the Dark Star 9, which is a dark screen. And that's the screen that will cost you the most money. See the colors fading? Just like I'm showing you the color levels. That's why I show you the solid colors first, so you can see. Sony contrast demonstrations. Am I supposed to be in black? All right, so you can't pick it up nowhere. Let's see if we switch out to from 5,000 lumens. Let's plug in the big boy. Let's bring up to, we'll bring it up to around 6,500 lumens. And let's see if the screen can pick it up. If these screens can pick up a contrast level at 6,500 lumens. I think next, I'm going to try to get myself a 10,000 lumen projector next. That's going to be the next one I'm trying to get my hands on is 10,000 lumens. If God willing me to have one, I'm going to try to get a 10,000 lumen projector. I never had a 10,000 lumen projector. I always like to have one of those. There we go. All right. Now we're firing up the Chrissy. This is the big boy right there. That is at 6,500 lumens. Now, if this screen doesn't pick up, these screens don't pick up a contrast level at 6,500 lumens. That's a lot of power. That means pretty much any projector you have underneath that, it's not going to pick up. And that's commercial behind me right now. Okay, wait a minute. This doesn't have backlit, so you have to remember. Do this again. That's 6,500 lumens we're using right now. That's the Christie LW650. This projector, like I said, I was blessed to get it for $500. These projectors, brand new, cost $4,600, and that's with no lens. The lens costs you 12 grand just for the lens. These are commercials. Now this projector's power source is so high I can't even plug it in the house. I have to have a separate battery unit to run it by itself. If you were to plug one of these in your house, you would actually brown out your circuits unless you have heavy duty circuits installed in to run it. The color white. So that's a white level one. Let's bring up red screen. Not even picking it up. Some people feel because your projector has a higher lumen, how you doing? If your projector has a higher lumen, this is a high chance of you having the ability to be able to pick up a more brighter colors because your projector has higher lumens. Not so. Let's go over here for a minute. No matter what color I choose, it's just not going to pick up. Let's go over here. When you're using 6,500 lumens, your image is supposed to show up. Even if you're in a well-lit environment, 6,500 lumens is a lot of power. And you still can't pull contrast or proper colors. So for him to sit there and say that, oh wait, you know, you could do the same thing with a $50 silver paint. I don't think he did his research correctly, not knowing that our top technology is black. Even a black silver could beat this screen with no problem. And they can actually see contrast levels. And I've actually tested the black silver against 5 certified screens, and it passed. Black silvers can pull images outside, a starfield demonstration outside at 13 feet back on 1,000 lumens. I doubt any screens would even have that chance to do that. So no, you can't compare silver hobby paint to our technology. Look at it. That's bad. 6,500 lumens, the screen's whitewashed. The screens are whitewashed. It's producing too much white light. Can't pick color up at all. Put the color fade on that. That is horrible. That, and I'm sorry to say this about the other high performance screens, it is what it is. They're not picking up. Because there is so much light coming from my projector, 6,500 lumens. With that kind of power hitting the screen, you would think that the silver screens would be to pick up a brighter, more vivid image next to a black screen. You would think that. No, because like I said, contrast is everything. So for the fellow, like I said, who made the statement by saying that, hey, look, you can save money by painting yourself on a $50 silver paint, and you're going to be able to achieve the same thing our technology can achieve, not even close. You could even push a contrast level on only one of these screens at all. Not alone your color balance is not even coming up. I'm going to swap this projector out for an even lower projector at 1500 lumens, and they'll still do the same thing. But some people think the higher the lumens they go on their projector, the better colors they're going to have, the better contrast. No, it's not going to work that way. And even with black screens, you have to have that balance. You have to have, the white levels can't be too high where the screen's going to lose its contrast, and the contrast can't be too high where the white levels are going to lose their white peak. You're not going to be, this images are going to come out too dirty and too dark. You got to use a screen like that, you got to use it in the dark. Star field demonstration. None of one of these screens will be the full contrast in the dark. None of them. Can't do it with the lights on either. Anytime you're going to see somebody displaying one of these screens, you're going to be using bright, vivid colors. They're not going to do a star field demonstration, any form of OLED contrast demonstration, so the backgrounds are supposed to be jet black when they come up. Let's do a swap out for a normal projector. Because like I said, not a lot of people are going to be able to relate to the 6500 lumen projector I have sitting behind me. Look at that. That is really bad. I hate to say this, but this is almost as equal as having a white sheet of paper up there. Which I'm about to do right now. It's a white sheet of paper. Now, go back a little farther from I'm sitting right in the shot. I think the next projector I'm gonna get something with a massive amount of contrast on it, like something crazy, commercialized. massive amount of contrast. With something like 2 million or 3 million to 1 contrast. And hit a white screen, because somebody was talking about, yeah, you can actually calibrate your contrast level, but you can't do that. That's impossible. That's virtually impossible. I've been doing this for over 10 years. When I say I've tested this stuff, I've tested this stuff. Anytime I develop a screen paint, anything crazy, especially black technology. I've been developing black technology since way back since 2014. I was developing black technology, probably in 2013, probably a little farther back than that, under digital and crystal screen paint. And we've tested everything. I mean, even chalk paint, everything. You have to. Because, you know, you're always going to have somebody that's going to challenge you on something. So you always have to test everything. And for the demonstrations he did in that video, no tests were done at all whatsoever. Just paint on the wall, bam, lights out, put a little bit of lights on, and it's supposed to be ambient light projection, so and so, whatever it is. It's not. It's just everyday paint. That's all it is. It doesn't even pull a contrast level. Ooh. I like that. I love fish. Anytime I see something new on here, look at this. Oh, that's 6,500 lumen projector. This is not a 4,300 lumen projector. Well, actually 43 plus the 12 grand for the lens. It's a very expensive projector. Look what's coming up. That's the first thing people think. I'm gonna up my lumens on my projector. There's got to be the lumens on the projector. We had 6,500 lumens, and this thing is still not. These silver screens are not pulling up. Look at that right next to a white piece of paper. You couldn't tell one from the other. And that's the paint that I bought. Now, mind you, the paint that he used in his demonstration was called PPJ. PPJ is a cheap paint. It's not even high-grade silver paint. A high-grade silver paint is M&M, as I said before. PPJ would cost you around 50 bucks a gallon. And M&M would cost you somewhere starting point, because their paint goes up from $100 all the way up to around $300. Their quartz start off at $60 to $50. So I thought, if I'm going to do this demonstration and debunk this theory, I'm not going to go with PPJ. It's a cheaper product. I'm going to go with something that's more advanced and more high-grade silver, and show you, even if I go with a high-grade silver, it's still not going to match a 12. And I like this demonstration with the fish. I got to do this one downstairs. Let's see. We all know that's not going to show up. Let me see. Contrast test. Silver paint. That's supposed to be a night sky. Doesn't even pick it up at all. Now, just like when I tell you, when I had to do a demonstration into black screens, we're showing off black technology. You see me just trying to find demonstrations of anything: white snowstorms, white dogs, white wolves, stuff like that, skin tones, the whole 9 yards. That's the kind of stuff I'll search for. And the first thing I'll say in the video is no point in me showing you a demonstration on contrast levels if the screen's designed to do contrast levels. That's the strong point of the screen. Same thing if anyone's doing these silver screens or light gray screens. If you're going to be showing off how amazing your technology is, then you need to be concentrated on showing dark contrast levels. Same thing we do with black silvers. Black silver is a gray screen. So when we show those screens off, we show them against other gray screens, and we show contrast levels on those screens. And those screens are going to pull a high white level. That's going to be easy for the technology. Let's do something that the technology is not supposed to do. So for the fellow who made the comment, I'd like to see a starfield demonstration outside on 1,000 lumens at 13 feet back. If it does the same thing a 12 can do, you could pass any of the 12's top demonstrations, their test demonstrations. Even the black silver being a gray screen had to pull that level. Let's see. Let's put this one on real quick. Let's do this one right here. What is this one right here? And yes, this right here. Now let me show you something real quick before we get down that road real quick. This is the battery pack that has been used for this unit. Now, even when I saw daylight screen, I looked at it. I never even made a statement if I could take it or not because the screen looked black to me. And I'm thinking, gee whiz, I was fascinated by it. I was like, ooh, it's black. It's black screen. I got to have it over. I got to have it. That's when I called in, made the order, had it come over here. And then when I got it out of the wrapper, I was like, wait, this is not black. It's kind of a dark, it's like gunmetal. So I was like, okay, automatically knew from the door how it's going to compare it to a black because black screens are jet black. And the black screen is going to pull the contrast level. Let's see. Now this right here is our ultra bright. Ultra brights are silver screens. That's an ultra bright silver right there. I'm going to get the one where we're displaying the screen on the test surface. This is what we need for the ultra bright. And somebody completely misinterpreted. No, this has nothing to do with you know who. This is some other hobby paint. And as he's showing he did a video on his football for showing off how well his environment looks with the lights on. This is my environment with the lights on. And mind you, my screen can pull an image up on the ceiling. I have a screen on top of my ceiling. You're going to have to do, well, 15s have that ability. That's where 15s sit at. 15s, you've seen this screen activate. These things activate in windows. And those are 15s. That's a blue screen that's activating in a window with that much light hitting the screen. There's a difference. There's a huge difference between window light and inside light. And window light actually is going to fade the screen faster than the lights you have inside your home. But I want to go in and find under the ultra bright, which we're going to hit ultra bright's test. This is ultra bright's test. Now we can't do that one because we promised to leave him alone, so we can't do that one. Nope, can't do that one either. So he wanted to challenge an ultra bright screen. I was like, you really don't want to go against that thing. All right, we're going to have to, because yeah, all the ones I have are under that one, and I don't want to bring that up at all, period, because I'm keeping my word on this. Oh yeah, this is the whatchamacallit, the slate. I can't wait to do another one of these. That's the slate. That's the one we have coming out. Man, that's a gorgeous screen. I can't wait. That thing looks just like a black diamond, and it does. It looks exactly like a black diamond. I'm gonna say that right now. It does. That's the slate. It's done. We already have it downstairs. It's in a container. We have one. We have a black slate screen. It looks exactly like one of them. That's the black slate going against 5 certified screens. You'll get a chance to see that one pretty soon. Now, when I finish the design, when I finish the ultra bright, which is an ultra silver screen, we'll take that hobby paint and we'll stick it against that technology because that screen already beat 11 screens already from the door. So we're going to take that silver paint and try to put it against and see exactly what the reaction get. Mind you, Look at the color. See right here, I'm gonna show you real quick how amazing. And these screens are coated. These screens have coating embedded into them. You see how bright that screen, that black slate is pulling up that white level next to those screens? These are silver screens that are laying against this screen. Do you know what color that screen is? This is the color of a black slate. They have insane white level capabilities. I gotta do another one of those too. We got a brush to get that done too. I got so much work to do, it's not even funny. Look at the snowstorm, look at this. It's a black slate on a snowstorm. That's how high the white levels are on a black slate. And they're dark gray screens. That's a 17. Because they had 17s have 100% code dropped into them. The ultra bright is actually pulls a higher white level. Let's see if I got one right here for you. Let me go there for a minute. When a projector basically goes into loading, it cuts off for a couple of seconds. The screen goes back to the original form in which it was. And people don't notice that, but yeah, for a split second, they go back and they change. Like when we do green screens, it's only a different color. When that projector, when it's loading, automatically turns green and it goes back to the original color. No surprise, I didn't do one. I was actually standing in front of this thing. So I usually do. Well, we got a chance. We got a 100-inch. We're going to go over the pink screen. I just might buy another screen. I need to buy another screen. I may convert my 235.1 into a dark slate, because that dark slate is gorgeous and it looks exactly like you know who. Pretty much can get some emails over that one when that thing comes out. Well, actually, it should be out next Monday, because like I said, all this week I'm going to be busy. I got orders to take care of all this week, so we should have it around that time. And thank you for being patient with me here. There we go. Ah, come on, don't do that to me. Got it right the first time. So dark slates are around that color. It's a darker color. Let me see if I can get one here with a dark slate on it. Ultra bright technology, dark slate. Yeah, that's a test for it. Dark slate 17, 2021. I wonder if I bring up a dark slate where another screen come up under its name. There we go. That is the color of a dark slate when they come up. Let me see if we get this color right. So we can bring one up. There we go. That's the color of a black slate, 17. They look exactly like, they come close to looking exactly like a you-know-who. I'm not going to put that out there real quick, but that's what they come looking at. But they can pull white levels that high. There's the screen right there doing its 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 certified screen tests, which they all have to do. Which I'm curious, because we're going to run some tests on this silver paint too also. I'm just using this sample. I'm not painting this stuff ever again. Like I said, that stuff made me sick. So I'm not going near that again. One time was enough for me. Anytime somebody does demonstration, you should be seeing sample sheets automatically being pulled out from the door. Now, if someone's going to state that their technology is the same as mine, as I said before, you should be doing the same test. You should be pulling out those sample sheets. It reminds me too, there's a company by the name of Well, there's one company right now. I talked to the people down there to see whether or not. I mean, people are saying, well, you're just going after people. No, I want to know. You should have that kind of ambition. You should. If you don't have the ambition about your product, then don't design screen paint. Don't bother with it. Don't waste my time. Don't waste anybody else's time. You should be curious. You should want to know exactly if you're designing a product and you're not, and you've been doing it right by the book, then you should be curious. What else is there out there for you to challenge? What else is there for you to take on? Don't you want to be at the top of the ladder? I would like to be at the top of the ladder. I would like to challenge everything. That's why I get all these sample sheets, because I'm always curious to see where does this stuff stack up against my technology. If you're not doing that, that means you have no confidence in your product. It's just about seeing. Now, like I said, if this fellow had made this product, never mentioned my name at all, period, I couldn't care less, because I know from the door, just by looking at that screen, it's not going to pass against our technology. It's not. It's not going to pull contrast. It's not going to pull proper color. I don't care. But because you said my name and you sat there and said that, hey, look, this silver product for 50 bucks can do the exact same thing a 12 can do, save your money, it can't. And I've got certified screens next to that, so. Just like if Black Diamond or any one of those companies came out and say, hey, look, we got this screen, it is equal to a so-and-so and so, guess what? I'm gonna get your sample sheet down here and we're gonna do that test and see what happens. But I doubt Screen Innovation will actually bring that test up. Keep in mind that the little history we had back and forth, I don't think we're gonna have that problem. I don't think it'll ever pop up. Because if it does pop up, consider the fact that if one of these big companies decide to say, mention my name in a comment saying, well, we're equal to so-and-so and so, and I were to bring their product down here like I already have it and do a demonstration and it doesn't go well, then that's going to put egg on their face. All right, what are we going to grab next? We got plenty of projectors in here. Let's grab a 1500 lumen and do that test from there. So we went from 6500 lumens. From 6,500 lumens to, disconnect this equipment, stand. 6,500 lumens, 5,000 lumens. We don't need to use a 43 Sony's. All right, I'm going to grab myself a 1,500 lumen projector. And then we'll go to 1,000. Yeah, I got the thousands and the 800s under the table. Said before, all my technology, everything I develop is from God. And if you think Christians are supposed to, we're supposed to be people that people walk over top of and whatever, I'm sorry, that doesn't exist. Like I said, when you take the time, crack the Bible open, read through that, you'll be quite surprised. God had warriors. Michael's, God's archangel, is a warrior. There's a story about him having a battle with the devil. And the devil losing miserably. So yes, Christians were meant to be walked over at all, period. You have to have confidence in your product. And I know that anything that God gives me to design, I have confidence 100% that it is going to pass, which it's doing right now. All right, let me see. What do we need to grab to power all this up? Blah, 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 blah. We need some power. We need that for one thing. Let's come grab something over here. Some cords over here. Disconnect this stuff from here. Like I said, from the other company, there's supposed to be another company that designs black paint. They're a bit expensive. I'll probably get them. They're like $200, $300 a gallon. I'll get them at the end of the month. I'll probably get a quart for maybe like 150 bucks or something like that. Now, from the conversation I had with their company, out of curiosity, because there was a customer who came up to me and he was saying, well, I had two other companies. I had you and the other one that makes black screen paint. I was like, wait a minute, somebody else makes black screen paint? And he was like, yeah, such and so and so. So I contacted the company, guy gave me the information. I contacted the company, I got a chance to talk to the sales rep over there. So I asked a few questions like, okay, so if I want to use that with a 1,000 lumen projector, how far do I have to be back and such and so and so? And when he explained to me that you can't use it with a 1,000 lumen projector, you have to use a projector with 3,500 lumens and up or 3,800 lumens and up. The lumen count has to be high so the white levels can pull from the screen. You just told me about something about your screen. You just told me that your screen can't pull on high white levels. That means if it can't pull on low levels, projectors, and it requires a higher lumen projector to pull the white levels. That means your colors and stuff don't come out as bright as they should. And that means if I were to take that outside, that screen would fade extremely fast. But I'm going to buy some anyway just to test my theory, because there's no point in saying it unless I test it. The same thing I said about the silver paint, I had to test that. So now we're going to go at 1500 lumens, because the reason why we're doing 15 is because the projectors well, actually the Christie, people can relate to the Christie. It's only $560 for that one, but the commercial projector is something on its own. A lot of people are going to really relate to that monster. All right, let me see what we need back here to get this party started. Let me see. I know that's plugged in. And we got juice there. We need to get our hands on this right here. I'll take the bearings. I just need it for a minute. 1500 lumens Panasonic. I like a challenge. You should like a challenge. I mean, if you're going to be testing your products out, you should like a challenge. I think I'm the very few people who get excited when it's sunny outside, or when it's raining, or when it's snowing. See, all right, that didn't go too well. Could have been as prongs. See if it a little better. Kind of bounce it all together. That's not good. Okay, so now we're at 1500 lumens Panasonic. Right there. So we went from 5000 lumens, 6500 lumens, and now down to 1500 lumens. And this projector right here, which is interesting, has a 16,000 to 1 contrast. Told you, don't make a difference. Whether I go from high lumens to low lumens, you can't pick it up either way. And this projector has a higher contrast than both of these projectors combined. The Christie has 3,000, the other one has 2. That's it. This one has 16,000 to 1 contrast. Let's bring our screen up, and we'll take our lights on if you want. Let's go over here to focus, and in focus, I need a zoom. We need a little bit more room in there to be able to fit that. It's over. I need to get that white piece of paper in there. Perfect. All right. Let's figure out where the remote control's at. Way over here. Like am I stepping on? White. Screensaver, YouTube. Here is the white level at 1500 lumens. Red screensaver. Cancel. The color red. If I bring up red screensaver, it brings us something completely different. There you go. Told you. It doesn't make a difference. So you just watch me go from 6,500 lumens, 5,000 lumens, 6,500 lumens, and down to 1,500 lumens with a 16,000 to 1 contrast, and they still can't pick up color. I told you when I first started, I said it. They can't pick up on this projector. Nothing else is going to pick up underneath of it. It's not. Let's go bounce out of here real quick. Let's see if we can hit these other colors. Let's go to the color scheme. Probably get a commercial in there. White levels are too high. That's the problem. That's why you got to calibrate your stuff. A light silver screen is very close to a white screen. Very close to a white screen. So now anytime you see a silver screen, you see exactly what you're actually getting. It pretty much eliminates the argument by saying, well, Ken, you got a 6,500 lumen commercial projector behind you. Well, now we have a 1,500 lumen projector we're using right now. And some of you have, what, 3,000 lumen projectors? You're way over half that. All the different colors of the rainbow. Let's see. LG Beta Fish demonstration. Got 16,000 to 1 contrast. Can't even see it. We got the lights out. Not even showing up. Black screen's picking it up with no problem. Same thing like when I showed you the different colors, the reds, the blues, and greens. You watch those colors fade out, it reacts the same way. The only problem is you can't see it. You think you're seeing real red, you think you're seeing real blues and greens and all that. You're not seeing that at all, period. Our screens, like I said, our screens have codes. Even our pink screens can pick the colors up even better. Our green screens can pick them up. Any of the exotics can pick up color. And mind you, when we do the exotics from the door, when those paints are made, they're tested against 3 certified screens from the door. And those screens can pick up colors that these screens can't even pick up. And you watch those demonstrations live. You watch the green screen pull a red level better than a silver screen, or a gray screen, or a dark gray screen. That's color coding technology. Silver paint that you get from the store for $50 does not have any code in it whatsoever. It is what it is. It's hobby paint. That's what it is. There's no difference in it. If you had this projector and you paid top dollar for when they first came out, around $1,400 or $1,500, and you thought you were going to see a contrast level because the projector has a 16,000 to 1, there's nothing wrong with the projector. As I said before, the screens haven't caught up to the technology yet. This is a full 1080p projector. And you couldn't even be able to appreciate the color that your projector is giving you right now because you can't see it. Where it just faded. Star field demonstration. This is going to be sad if I pull a star field demonstration. Star field demonstration. Try it again. Star field demonstration. There we go. Had to fight for that one. So look at that. In the dark, with a projector of 15,000 to 1 contrast. No, I'm sorry, 16,000 to 1 contrast. My fault. The projector is 1,500 lumens. That's 16,000 to 1 contrast. And you can't pull it up on your screen. There's your silver paint right there. You want to see something interesting you probably didn't notice? Have you noticed that the 3 screens on the end on this side are picking up a slightly darker contrast? But the 2 screens on this side are not picking up a slightly, they're much lighter. You know why? Because these 3 screens on this side are certified screens. These are tested certified screens. These screens on this side is a white sheet of paper and that $50 silver paint. Even the silver screens have some form of contrast capability when using a 15,000 to 1 contrast, or sorry, 16,000 to 1 contrast projector. You notice that, look at that. See how they're darker on this end? These 3 right here are darker on this end. Those are the certifieds. On this side, non-certified screen right here, which is a silver paint that I got for 50 bucks and a white sheet of paper that look exactly the same. So if someone says, well, you can paint a silver screen and get the same reaction that you would get from a certified screen, no, you can't. There's a reason why the screens cost that kind of money. Because there's technology in those screens. And over here, it's nothing. It's just a white sheet of paper and just some silver paint. That's why these screens are darker on this side over here, where you see my hand moving, blocking the screens. They're darker on that side. Well, one just fell off. But they're darker on that side because those screens do have ability to pick up some form of contrast, even though it's a light silver screen. They have the ability to pick up some form of contrast, where these can't, because like I said, it's just everyday silver hobby paint and white paper. There you go. Wow, that's an interesting demonstration. Oh well, okay. Oh yeah, just because it's 1500 lumens doesn't mean the screen's not going to show up. This is ambient light rejection. It's black technology. It's definitely going to pull up at 1500 lumens with the lights on. I mean, some people think, okay, if he's using a projector of these high calibers, there's no way where 1500 lumens is going to pull up. This screen's pulling up 1,000 lumens outside. Let me see what else we got over here to play with. Well, I think we proved our point already. I don't think we have to play with anything else today. All right, pretty much finished with this stuff right here all together. So there's a difference between this and this because, like I said, these screens right here, being silver, they do have a bit of a darker tint to them. There's a tint in there. Even though the surfaces are bright, they're very, very bright as you can see, but they have the ability to pull contrast. They do. They can pull some sort of contrast. That can't. That's just everyday paint. And just keep in mind, if you were to roll this stuff onto your motorized projection screen, well, in nicer terms of putting it, and excuse my French, Lord, you just screwed yourself pretty bad, and I'll tell you why. See, motorized projection screens, when you look at them, there's a certain thickness to the to that PVC that's sliding up into your motor, and if you put too many applications on it, then it gets a little bit thicker, and it runs the risk of jamming your motor. So our technology is designed to bleed into the surface, but this stuff right here, you're gonna, if you paint this stuff on there, and it does shriek, and it looks like it does shriek pretty good. You're going to have to paint over that. You're going to have to put some kind of primer over top of that. So that's 2 coats. Then if you decide to put our stuff on, that's 3. You just damage your projector. I wouldn't advise putting 3 coats of paint over top of a motorized projection screen. As for fixed frame screen, you've seen me paint these things before. And you're going to have to take that whole thing down again, depending on how big your screen is. If I paint this up on 135 inch, even the 100 inch, I got to yank it off the wall, lay it down. I got to line all this right here with the frog tape, and then I'll have to coat the entire thing all over again, dry it, and hang it right back on the wall. You have to do that twice. So it's better you just do it right the first time. You don't have to do it the second and third time. But no, I wouldn't even use that stuff to begin with. So that's the end of my testing there. I'm done. Let me see if we can just have a little dilly-dally fun with this thing. Well, I got it in here plugged up right now. 1500 lumens. I don't have some problem with it. Why does it look like a 235? Oh, it's because it's the way the screen is set, that's why. Yeah, there you go. That's what 1500 lumens looks like on our technology. So like I said, I don't have to go overkill. I don't have to go out and have a 6500 lumen projector or 5000 lumen projector to make my screen look incredible in a fully lit environment. I can use only 1500 lumens and my screen will look fantastic. I wish these things had sound on them, man. They have no sound on these things. Well, you guys are checking that out. Ugh. Let's go, get this back over everything. Okay, well, roll this back up. That's all we're going to do the testing on that. That's done. Let's see, what much juice I killed my battery. Whoa, drained the battery completely. Nope. Need you off. There you go. You have a battery. finished. It's finished. That's all finished. That's done. It's all completed. I gotta do a full demonstration. I think I'm gonna give me a yoga mat and coat it. All right, so I'm thinking about Amazon. I'm dying to do this. I'm dying to coat a yoga mat. So since I got this projector here, and that's designed to actually project images down on the floor, we're going to do a yoga mat display on here because I have enough room. I'm not worried about the LED lights. LED lights can be damaged. I've stepped on these things so many times and they still run with no problem. So we're going to do a yoga mat. I need to do a yoga mat screen. I don't know how big I have to get a yoga mat screen. Well, for gaming, it depends. Up to you, man. Like I said, I've gamed on all of them. Every last one of the exotics, I've done gaming on. I've done a gaming demonstration on. I've done gaming on the black screens. I mean, me, honestly, from my point of view, like I said, from my point of view, I'm going to say black screens because that's what I favor. I favor black technology. That's what I'm about. But some people like the other screens. I got some people like gaming on the blue. I got some people like gaming on the black silvers, the platinum eclipse, you know what I mean? But me personally, I like the game on the black screens. I am thinking about doing a customized gamer paint. That I think I want to do. I do want to do a customized gamer paint. I paint like strictly for dedicated just for gaming. If that's the case, I would wait a while, like wait a couple of days, you know, because I got something I'm working on right now in the downstairs on a dedicated gamer paint. Because I got some games I downloaded, especially Trine, a game called Trine, am I saying it correctly? Has all the blues and greens and colors. Oh, we're going to be testing off that. But I'm thinking about designing a dedicated gamer paint. So just give me until like next week and I'll start displaying some stuff. It'll be under exotics. And it will be a free option, just to let you know. We won't be charging you anything extra for it. It's a free option to be part of the exotic lineup. So it'll be like a gamer paint for the exotics. So let me get a chance to going to run some tests off of it. And like I said, I'm waiting for one of my key ingredients to come in. And once that comes in, we'll start doing some demonstrations on that too. And it'd be nice if I can get my hands on a PS5. Good luck on that one. The scalpers don't keep taking them. Man. Because I really would like to test on that, but yeah. I think Sony made some announcement on Facebook about how their subscriptions are low. Well, yeah, they're low because no one can get their hands on the system. Like literally. Oh well, I'm just gonna wait until they come up with a slim model or something. Hopefully this summer, man, the scalpers will back off a little bit so people can get their hands on their systems. That'd be kind of nice. I'm curious, anybody who has one of those, how many people are you gaming with who actually has a system? Because I don't see a lot of people with them. But I'm just more like in the summertime. I'm more looking to get an X series because, like I said, Fable's coming out. I'm a huge Fable fan, so that's what I'm kind of looking to get my hands on right now. All right, let me see. So we're going. Oh, I think we're going to swing. All right. I'm going to be trying to, and also to next week, we're going to try to see if we can get the acoustic screens in a bigger size than 120 inch. I would like for myself to have 135 for myself. I saw this setup, I think it was one of the generic screens I was looking at, and somebody had this amazing setup outside. Like they had this whole pillar thing set up and had the ultra short though. That was beautiful. It was a beautiful setup. So I snapped a picture of it and saved it to my file. I'm actually going to build that because, as I told you before, one of the projects I'm going to be working on outside on the deck, I'm going to turn the deck into an outside living room. And I mean, it's literally going to look like a living room out there, but it's going to be outside. And that's the setting I want. So the 135-inch screen, I'm actually going to be building a wooden case frame around it so it sits up high. I can put my soundbar underneath of it like that. And then I can set my projector on top of it to get the ultra short throw display because I'm not going to run any long throws out there. running an ultra short throw setup. So whoever built that stand, it was freaking sick. Like I said, it was like an overhead top here, and it came down here. It had two pillars that came down the side, and it had a little area you can tuck under your sound bar on the bottom of it. And then it had a little area where you can put your ultra short throw to blow the screen up. And I turned the background into a screen. I was like, oh, that's freaking sick. So I'm actually going to build that. So I'm actually going to, I saw these outdoor bookcases and all this stuff. They have real books in it, you know what I mean? Just something to make it look like you're really inside, but you're outside. And that's what I'm going for this year. I'm going to be designing. So it's going to be interesting. And the cool thing about it, I'm going to put a nice little kitchen in the back, a little makeshift outside kitchen, get rid of the two barbecue grills, put a great big huge power generator back there with the battery supply and the solar panels. And I can put my air fryer out there. I can put a little blender out there, a little toaster oven or whatever, make pizzas and stuff like that. Just like I'm inside, but I want to be outside. So I know it sounds kind of crazy. Just give me time to build it and you'll see what I'm talking about. All right, people, we're having some fun here. We got the Panasonic projector. All right, you can see white levels and all that stuff are coming up fantastic. We don't have to have high levels to get that to pull up. And I'll do some lights out for you. Here, see the lights out for those of you who want to see that. Let me see if I can. Is that left or right? Bring it over some. The center. Here we go. This is actually one of the projectors I'm giving away for free. Oh, actually, the other two are gone. So you would have to buy a gallon of the paint, and you would get the projector free. Only thing you have to pay for the shipping because the projector is a bit big. Other than that, yep, I don't use this projector anymore. I'm gonna show the lights over there. So I guess I'll show you something really interesting real quick. All right. Before I cut it off from here. What we have in here is first base. First base chemical for gamer paint. This is what I've been working on. Because I want a really, really cool looking cartoons. If you notice that anytime I come downstairs, it's always cartoons playing. I watch cartoons all day. My house is all neon. I love neon lights. Yeah, getting ready for ship out. It's gonna be a lot of work. This right here is a new formula I'm working on for gaming. If I can get the top off of it. There we go. And this stuff is going to look very, very pretty when I get done with it. It's at its first stage. Not even done yet. But when it's finished, it is going to look beautiful. Kind of a strange color, isn't it? It's part of the exotic collection. But it's a gamer paint we're working on. It's not quite gray. And it could be purple. But it's interesting. We're using a new form of hologram technology. I'm going to put the top on, and it's going to stick. So this is going to be a new form of hologram technology that we're working on for that technology right there. And no, there's none of that paint in it, because that stuff gave me a freaking migraine. And we're using that stuff again. It reminds me of that hobby paint I used for painting little battleships and stuff. All right, people, with that being said, real curious. If you want to try to figure out how to get the Galaxy ceiling, which I have right here. I think one of my projectors shut off on me. There we go. if you're curious on doing this right here, actually, I got another light system which I'm going to add up here. I saw a shooting star. So going on Amazon, checking out their how many more other different lights they had. They got 2 new ones that I don't have, and one actually does the shooting star, and that's what I wanted, the shooting star. Now over there, I have 2 projectors here, this one and this one. They actually hit here and here, and they put a blue splash here. This one right here puts these dark green lights that push in and out, bright lights that go back and forth. And then in here, this is the one I like the most. This is the cheapest one. This one does the stars that wrap around the room, and it does the in and out kind of a galaxy display. But I saw one in there today for around 60 bucks, a little pricey, but it had the shooting stars. And I think this one is that one right there. That does the twinkling stars right there. But it's cool to look at. But yeah, you can do it. You just got to overlap your projectors. That's all you're doing. And it causes that effect. But I'm going to get another one. I'm going to get another one that's going to hit the walls and everything next. And then there's another one that does the shooting stars. These shooting stars that just shoot right across the galaxy. All right, people. With that being said, thank you for taking your time to come in and watch the demonstration. I have to go. Thank you all for your time, and God bless. And as I said before, for the fellow who made the comment, I wouldn't have paid him any mind whatsoever. Like I said, if he had left my name out of it, if he figured out a way to make a product to save you money, then that's his business. I really don't care about that. But the minute you stick my name in something and say, hey, look, you know, he's doing this and he's doing that and blah, 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 this and blah, blah, that, then I'm going to come in and test your theory and I'm going to debunk it. And, you know, if you don't like it, that's your problem. She just left my name out of the whole entire thing to begin with. Like I said, if you were making a product and you were showing somebody something else how to make for cheaper, that's your business. I don't care about that. But the minute you stick my name in something, and keep in mind, there are 2 people that he brought a name in. He brought me and the other fellow's name into it. I don't know whether if he's backing up his product on it, but I just came in and did what I had to do. I'm done and over with. That's the end of it. Moving on. So that's the end of it for there. All right. So as you can see, it's nowhere like 12 whatsoever. I don't know how do we consider to be a silver to be equal to a black. Okay, I'm just on the other one. All right. Got to go, and God bless.